This episode is brought to you by Walmart. New beauty is in bloom at Walmart, and it's all about springtime radiance. From Drybar, Tula Skincare, and hundreds more available online, Walmart has the premium brands you want and this season's on-trend products for flawless, glossy hair and hydrated skin. Big name beauty brands? Check. The things you love? Check. Find trending spring beauty and all you need to look and feel gorgeous at Walmart, on app and online.
Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I'm the founder of the Food Truck Training Group on Facebook, co-owner with my beautiful wife Melissa of our own food truck. It's called Food Truck 101, and I'm the executive director of the National Street Food Vendors Association, which is a nonprofit dedicated to education, advocacy, and uplifting all food vendors. Today, we're going to continue on what I was talking about a couple days ago, and that is the mindset of an owner, the entrepreneurial spirit, if you will, but how you can take your internal speak, how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the surroundings, and turn that into an asset for you rather than a detriment to you and your business. There's a food truck that I recently worked with. They burst onto the scene. They were doing awesome. Absolutely awesome. They had vibrant flavors. They had amazing service. They were doing the kinds of things that made me sit back and go, you don't need my help. You know exactly what you're doing. But over time, the sales began to dip. The owner started doubting every single decision that she was making. And I mean every single decision. She started looking at the menu. How do we change this? The menu's what's driving people away. She looked at the locations. I'm picking bad locations. I don't understand. I used to make good sales here and now I'm not. So instead of seeing obstacles as opportunities and seeing those challenges as a way to improve, she saw failure. And she felt like closing was inevitable. Do you remember a time when you doubted yourself? That's the kind of internal narrative. That's what we say to ourselves that can quickly sabotage your own success, and you may not even realize it because you've been speaking that way to yourself probably your whole life. It's that old joke they talk about, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? You got to recognize those internal issues, those mindset issues. And I hate the word mindset. It's one of those buzzwords in coaching circles. I really don't like it. It's just the internal speak. What do you say to yourself? So how do you know if that internal speak is the problem? Well, here's some red flags. Self-doubt overload. You're constantly second-guessing every single decision that you make, even when the data supports that you made the correct decision. Sometimes the correct decision still doesn't work. That doesn't mean it was a bad decision. Doesn't mean that the thought process was flawed. It's just sometimes good decisions just don't work. And that's okay. What matters is how do you respond when you realize that this decision is not giving the results that you expected. Here's another red flag. Fear of change. Well, we've always done it this way. Resisting new ideas or trends because you're stuck into that thought process of this is how we've always done it is going to continue to yield what you're seeing right now. You've got to change. Sometimes you got to have change to make improvements. And sometimes the most painful changes yield the biggest improvements. And then here's one that almost everyone does. Place blame, write excuses. People love pointing fingers at external factors like weather and location and, oh, there's that mean old food truck, that nationally known food truck that came into town, took all the business away. And really what they need to do is take a hard look in the mirror. The problem faces them every single morning and they don't realize it. You can sit back and go, woe is me, sales are horrible, and do nothing because, hey, we were successful a year ago. We'll get it successful again. No, you won't. Whatever's chasing away people today is today's problem. Doesn't matter what happened last year, the year before, or the year before that. You have to constantly be evolving with your business. And there are so many real world examples of success not being perpetual. Let's go to Burger Chef, a company that we owned way back when. Burger Chef at one point was approaching the same number of units as McDonald's, this being in the late 60s, early 70s. McDonald's has continued to grow, whereas Burger Chef is no more. Why is that? They got into their heads and said, oh, we're successful because, and we don't need to do anything any different. So they ceased being innovative with their menu. They ceased being innovative with their marketing. They ceased trying. Now, they went through the motions. Don't get me wrong. They went through the motions, but they didn't really innovate. They didn't really make any changes. They're gone. McDonald's is not. So you were successful 2 years ago. You're not successful today. What are you going to do about it? Can't place blame. The blame is staring you in the mirror. So you want to just seriously ask yourself, are you stuck in a cycle of negativity? Are you overwhelmed every time there's a setback instead of trying to learn from that setback? If you can recognize those two signs, are you stuck in that cycle of negativity? Oh my God, it's going to be a horrible day. Oh my God, I'll wake up and, man, I'm tired. Are you really tired? I said before, there's a whole bunch of people that went to bed last night that didn't wake up today, and they're beyond tired. You got to wake up. Be excited that you got to wake up. A long time ago, one of my friends used to tell me that the difference between a grave and a rut is dirt in your face. Now think about that. You're in a rut right now. Change what you're doing. Otherwise, the next step is going to be dirt in your face. So here's what you need to do when you're facing a challenge. Instead of thinking to yourself, I can't do this, woe is me, shift your thinking to what can I learn from this experience? That's just a slight difference. And you got to be aware of it. When you say, I can't do this, it's how can I learn from this experience? You can learn something. It's just the power of the questions you ask yourself. Your brain has to answer questions. When you say, I can't do this, your brain goes, yep, you're right. You can't. The brain is going to support you. But when you say to yourself, what can I learn from this? Now the brain has to scramble around to answer that question. What can be learned from this? What is positive within this environment that we can learn and improve? It's just a small mental pivot, but it opens up a world of possibilities. Start with self-reflection. Just end the day. End every day before you lay down to go to sleep. Evaluate your thoughts. Was today mostly a positive day? I was encouraging myself and I was looking to the horizon and what can I fix within my social life, my personal life, my business life? Or are you just sitting there listing off what's wrong with everything? Are you dwelling on the failures or are you planning your next move? Write down your negative thoughts. Write them down on a piece of paper, a literal piece of paper. Write down every negative thought you had. Take it outside and set the thing on fire and watch those negative thoughts go up in smoke. Yeah, it's kind of a hokey thing to do, but you're already failing. Go out and be hokey. Because the next step is going to be saving up money to buy that for sale sign. Because you will reach that point if you don't change how you think and then take action on your thoughts. When you catch yourself saying things like, this business isn't for me, replace that thought. Every challenge makes me stronger, makes me a better business owner. Because what are you going to do if you sell a food truck? You have to do something. If the food truck is a hobby for you and it's not fun, sell it right now. Hobbies should be fun. But if you're in this industry to have a business, what are you going to do when you sell the business? What are you going to do to make money? Because guess what? No matter what you choose, if it has to do with being an entrepreneur, you're still there. You're still the problem. Now, if you're so frustrated with your business that you think, well, I need to get a job and go work for somebody else, go ahead and do it. But sell the food truck. Don't even try to hang on to it. Because at the point that you're willing to let somebody else make a payment for you and you're willing to support their dream instead of your own, you're not an entrepreneur. And that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. You got to do what makes you happy. But I promise you that if you're failing as a food truck owner right now, you're going to be failing as any other business because most likely the problem is you. And here's another little stark thing. If you can't promote your own business to the point where it can be successful and you can recognize what it takes to make your business successful, guess what? When you go work for somebody else, you're not going to get promoted because you don't have that innovation. You don't have that initiative that bosses look for to promote. People that get promoted quite rapidly in businesses, they end up going off on their own at some point when they realize that, hey, I've got awesome ideas and I can have my own business and become a self-made millionaire. But the ones that don't get promoted rapidly, they'll be working for that job a long, long time. Is that what you want to do? So here's some actionable steps to rebuild your mindset so that you are focused on having a successful business. And it doesn't have to be food truck. It can be any business you want. I just happen to love food trucks. Practice positive affirmations. Now, yes, that means that you're going to change your internal speak. Say something like, I am capable of turning challenges into opportunities. I am capable. Not, I can't do this. When you start to say, I can't do this, your brain is going to prove it to you. You're right, you can't. I am capable of turning challenges into opportunities. Positive affirmations. And if it sounds hokey, let it be hokey. I can promise you your internal speak is what's holding you back right now. Set clear and achievable goals. Break down your big dreams into smaller dreams, manageable tasks. This makes progress tangible. If you want to own a food truck and you don't know where to start, well, number one, buy my book, What's Your Problem? Go to our Facebook group, read the guides, but then take action. One step at a time, one chapter at a time. That's how the book is laid out. What's the first thing you got to do? Well, go do it. Don't even read any farther in the book. Do that. That's a tangible step that's moving you towards your goal. Set achievable goals and then work on them. Take action. Seek feedback and mentorship. Join our food truck training group. Join our NSFVA, the National Street Food Vendors Association. Show a commitment to learning. Participate in the master classes that I give. And yes, some of this stuff costs money. But what I found, and I hate this, I hate it more than anything, I think information should be free. I have always thought that. You want the world to improve, make it easy on them. The problem is when stuff is free, people don't see value in it. So you know what? They don't take it serious. Oh, it's free. When you start to charge money for it, people show up. Well, I paid money, I guess I ought to show up. Sadly, the more money I charge, the closer to 100% attendance I get. But then that also weeds out the people that can't afford it. And sometimes the people that can't afford it are the ones that need the information the most. Seek feedback. Find a coach. Find a mentor. Find somebody that's going to hold you responsible for your own actions and your own promises to yourself. Invest in continuous learning. I just talked about the NSFVA is a membership site. I just talked about the master classes. Those are paid. I do coaching. Pay someone to help you. But here's the hard part. You got to show up. You got to show up. I have worked with several hundred people over the last few years. Several hundred people. I have never once maxed out my calendar to where I was talking 40 hours in a week with those people. As soon as they sign up and they pay me whatever it is that they paid, the excuses start. Oh, I can't, I just can't do it next week. You know, the kids got a baseball and my daughter's got gymnastics and I just can't do it next week. Okay, so when are you going to do it? When are you going to actually open your food truck? When are you going to get out there and make sales? Because all of those things are still going to happen while you have a business. You're starting a business to have free time, but guess what? You have to invest time to get the thing started. I have had people that have paid me as much as $500 just to attend 4 one-hour sessions that they could schedule whenever they wanted, and they could not find time to schedule 4 one-hour sessions in a month. Oh, I'm busy. I just can't do it. You spent $500, dude. You can't find time to talk to me for an hour? Yeah, I'm busy. Yeah, we got a big project coming. Well, then why didn't you wait a couple of months? I'll still be here. Certainly hope I'll still be here. I am getting old, but I'm not frail by any stretch. The decision has to be made today. And once you decide, that means you've cut off from all other alternatives. I am going to do X, Y, and Z. I am going to run the most successful food truck that I can possibly run. Now, did you hear what that said? What I just said? I am going to run the most successful food truck that I can. Not the most successful in the world. You know, I've told you guys I ran the 5th highest volume Wendy's in the world. Big deal. That meant there were 4 other Wendy's that were busier than mine. And I'm sure by now there's a whole bunch of Wendy's that are doing better because, number one, I'm not there anymore. There's always somebody that's going to do better. But there's no one that can be better at you than you are. So be the best version of yourself. So here's some more homework. We talked about a challenge on my last one, so now we're going to talk about your internal challenges. I want you to write down one negative thought that you find yourself thinking about your business or about yourself, and be honest with yourself. I told you to write down those negative thoughts and take them outside and burn them. Well, this time I want you to just write down that one negative thought that you have said to yourself today, because I know you have. If your business is struggling, you have had a negative thought. I don't know what's going on. There's a negative thought. I don't know. You've taken possession of that. I don't know. So your brain's going, okay, I got to make sure I hide everything from you. So that way you're not lying to yourself. It's all about having the right mindset. It's all about having that secret ingredient of having an optimistic can-do attitude. It is so old-fashioned. People have been talking about this for literal centuries. And yet, every single day, there's some nut out there. I'm a new business coach, and I'm going to teach you all about mindset. Benjamin Franklin, his 13 virtues. Okay, so we're talking, let me do the math real quick. 300 years ago? 250 years ago? Benjamin Franklin wrote down 13 virtues that he wanted to make sure that he did or experienced or displayed every single day. And he just put a little mark by it. Yes, I did this one. Yes, I did this one. Yes, I did this one. Those 13 virtues that he deemed were so important that he wanted to make sure that he experienced them every single day. You got to do the same thing. How can I positively move this business forward? What 3 things, what 5 things, what 13 things does it take for me to move the business forward? And then mark them off. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. And it can be just as simple as those 13 virtues. I smile at every customer that comes by. I talk to every human being that passes in front of my food truck, whether they stop to buy food or not. I pass out samples. What 13 activities can you do that are going to move your business forward? I posted 3 times on social media today. Make that a goal. And at the end of the night, did you really post 3 times a day? You can even have the little sub goal. Out of those 3 posts, what are they? Are they text? Are they video? Are they pictures? Are they personal content about me as a business owner? Are they something about the business itself that doesn't talk about where I'm going to be and please come buy my food? And then, of course, you got to have those ones that are, please come buy my food. Here's a picture of my awesome sandwich. Here's a picture of my awesome barbecue plate. Please come buy it. You have to have a mix of those things on social media. Check off, did you do it? Did you go to the bank today? Did you pay the sales tax today? Write down the things that move your business forward and then see if you do them every single day. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding everything that we do helpful, please consider subscribing. If you really love what we do, show some support. There's a link in the description to make that happen. Until next time, you guys have a profitable day.